Some say I'm too nice. I've been tough enough to stand up for us when Tallahassee got it wrong. I took the hits for pension reform, and I stopped a $1 billion hidden tax increase. I was the first Republican congressional candidate in 2016 to support then-candidate Trump and the MAGA agenda. I've been on the Trump train like you have ever since. Let's judge President Trump on results, not style. We have revived the economy in response to reducing regulations, 22 eliminated for each new one added, and historic tax relief. The lowest unemployment in years, including women, blacks, and Latinos. A $218 billion surplus in April. Yes, surplus in April. Appointed Justice Gorsuch and conservative judges. Rebuilding our depleted military and standing up for veterans. Decimating ISIS. Called upon Muslim nations to drive out terrorists. Stood against the Iran nuclear deal and today decided not to recertify it. That was more like a sham than a deal anyway. He pulled out of the Paris Accord that basically redistributed American wealth. He stood up to North Korea. Anybody see maybe a Nobel Peace Prize coming?
Yeah.
Think he's earned it? Called upon NATO and members of the UN to pay their fair share. Fighting with China, Mexico, and other nations for fair trade. Defending our borders and standing with law enforcement.
Yeah.
So, why me? You know me. You know that I stand for us. How do you know? Because I always have. I'm proud to be endorsed by Citizens for Trump. So what about my opponents? Ward. He says he's a Trump Republican. We were supposed to debate last night at the St. John's Trump Club, his home turf. He didn't show up. I was told that he thought the Trump Club was biased against him. So ask yourself, he runs from the Trump Club. Is he really a Trump Republican? Is he tough enough to drain the swamp? Waltz. He says he's no longer a never Trumper. Time will tell. He has a home in Washington, but he said he bought a home with his mom in CD6 before they moved the lines. When challenged, he agreed that he bought in CD4, not CD6. If you fudge about the little things, how can we trust you on the big things? Waltz wants to reinstate a draft in America, not on my watch. I commend him for fighting for freedom overseas, but he wants to take away our individual liberty and mandate involuntary servitude for Americans. I support freedom for all Americans and funding our military and our veterans to the level that too many will volunteer and will have to turn some away. I don't support another un-American Obamacare-style mandate. Never are we going to have a draft on my watch. Ask yourself, who can you trust to stand with President Trump against never-Trumper rhino Republicans, against the delusional Democrats, against the deep state DC swamp dwellers? Ward says he knows all the big money people. Walt says he knows all the players in DC. I don't want to go to DC to learn the ways of Washington. You need me to go to Washington to teach them the ways of us. I'm Fred Costello, and I'm your Trump MAGA warrior for Congress. Trump MAGA warrior for Congress. Don't forget that. I can't do this without you. Outsiders have hauled in big bags of money. They want to buy your seat in Congress. To that I say, not in our House. I need your contributions. Pull out your cell phones and go to Fred with the number 4, fred4.us, and text a donation from $5 up to whatever you want. Show them that they can buy